Welcome to Blazing Discussion. I'm Adam, and today we got some special guests with us from next door in Ohio. We got our pal Wolfie, and
Thank you
from
for
way over
having me.
across, hey, what up, Wolfie? And from over and across the pond a little bit there, we got our friend Stu Price. How's it
What
going?
what I know
Hey,
is
hey,
it's going very good.
Stu.
It's my last day of work today, and I'm off work for 2 weeks, so I'm having a nice beer.
Nice, nice. Yeah, Stu's all the way from over in England, Darlington, right?
Yes,
Yes,
not not to,
Darlington.
not to be confused with South Carolina and some idiots that live there
Ah,
called brandies.
okay, okay, nice. But yeah, we got some guests today, and we're gonna just be talking about a variety of subjects here. Like we usually do. We'll start with this past week's Raw. You guys catch Raw? See what happened?
Oh yes. I mean,
I yeah, same. No, but it was announced there was a tornado tag team match. It was the Usos and Bronson Reed versus no, it was the Usos versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Excuse me. And then there was an Intercontinental title match: Rusev versus Dominic Mysterio, Bailey versus Raquel Rodriguez, and then Dirty Dom, and it started off with Rhea Ripley making an appearance, and she hasn't been active since but she got defeated by Asuka in Raw September 22nd. You guys see that one?
Unfortunately, not. I haven't watched wrestling, and sadly, it's been a few years. I used to go to a lot of like independent wrestling shows in Fremont, Ohio, and those were always a lot of fun. But unfortunately, when it comes to like WWE and stuff, I've been out of the loop for a few years now. Unfortunately,
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we usually catch it on clips on YouTube or Facebook. But
I'd much rather watch AEW.
yeah, definitely.
So yeah,
I know WWE is just going down the drain, man.
yes and no. I mean, I don't watch it anymore because I'm getting old. But I do read the results, and the results the more on par as what would you expect. Whereas when we were all a bit younger and stuff, you never really know what was going to happen. But I think if you know enough about wrestling business and you kind of know, and that takes it away, unfortunately.
Agreed. No, but when Rhea Ripley came out, she was seeking revenge for the attack she and Io Sky suffered at the end of last week's Raw, and she called out Asuka and Kari Sane. Kari Sane.
My question is, why did Rhea Ripley look like a Smurf when the movie was over? Like I've seen tons of different spray, but why? How did she get it from like head to toe?
See,
I don't understand.
see,
Yeah,
Ripley stuck in that role of being kind of. She's not quite China, but she's not quite a female wrestler. She's in the middle, and there's nothing much they can do with her because they've already done so much with her, and she's headlined various pay-per-views and had some absolutely amazing matches. But she's at the point where does she go from there? And I think that's the WWE problem with Rhea Ripley is because they pushed her so much, she's just there, and before long, people will get tired of it of just seeing her there. She needs to do something, and the writers need to do something. Otherwise, she's just going to be the same shit year after year after year.
I don't know. The only thing I like care about Rhea Ripley is I like Buddy Matthews. He's a good wrestler.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got good luck as well.
I don't know. I heard he messed up his ankle pretty well. They took him out of action for a while.
Yeah, I seen that, and when we go back to AEW and stuff, it's I don't know. I don't think he would get that injury in WWE. Am I wrong in saying that? I feel like AEW is kind of the Wild West for professional wrestlers, whereas WWE is very safe and very looked after.
Right. Yeah, I can see that, but also with that safe and looked after, there's also a lot of repetitiveness, though.
Yeah.
They recycle storylines a lot. Like to me, like a big one, and they just throw it in our faces and don't even care. Like this whole invasion storyline they're doing with TNA and NXT.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, guys?
The biggest disappointment for that storyline was the fact that they changed the name of the show from Invasion to Showdown. And wrestling is wrestling. It's an escape from your everyday life and everything else. Wrestling is not a political statement. It's not a factor of what's going on in the world. So it should be irrelevant what a company calls a TV show. Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's just a TV show called Invasion. It has nothing to do with Jewish people. Had nothing to do with Palestinians. But we've changed the name to Showdown. And I do worry about... Say again, sorry?
Yeah.
I do worry about the fact that they changed the name so quickly over nothing. I mean, maybe this is the end of the true WWE and whatnot, because it's not WWE anymore, it's TKO.
Yeah. I watched WWE back in the day, back when it was WWF, and to see what it is now is just it's disappointing,
Well,
AEW just reminds me of a non-stop hardcore match.
Well,
yeah.
Look at the ticket prices. I mean, the ticket prices are going absolutely stupid, but to the point where a dad can't take his 2 or 3 kids to a wrestling show because TKO think it's a premium event.
Yeah.
And that's what we're losing. In England, football is the big sport. And football has struggled for the last 10 to 15 years. And it's purely down to the fact that 20 years ago, the Champions League was on normal TV. Other leagues were on normal TV where it was free. So you could watch the best teams in the whole world play each other on football on TV for absolutely nothing. And now it's all on Sky. It's all on pay-per-view channels. And since that's happened, the interest in football is absolutely shrunk. And that's going to happen to wrestling because it's getting priced out of normal people.
Yep. Yeah, I was just thinking the same. Go ahead, Wolfie. Sorry.
My view on like sports going downhill and stuff like that, for the most part, like I grew up with a lot of like country people, and American football and just sports in general was just a part of life, and a lot of them are leaving it. And the biggest reason I see why people are leaving it is, like you mentioned, we go watch sports to escape the world. And now it seems like every time you turn it on, there's a political protest going on. There's always some huge political statement being made. And a lot of like the country guys that I grew up with, they're all like, if I wanted to listen to politics, I'd have turned on Fox News, CNN. I did not turn this on for this. That's where I see where sports are going downhill.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of they've moved away from being very, very centralized into what they want to present into the network wants them to also bring other stuff into it, and that's where you get different angles and different interviews and stuff. So unfortunately, yeah, it's. I agree completely with you. Sport is sport. Talk about sport, nothing else.
Yeah, like
they penalize you for anything in football.
Yeah,
football,
in American football, but they'll penalize you for dumb shit in American football.
Nowadays, back then you could be like, you could hit hard. Nowadays you gotta hit soft, lay them down softly. Can't hurt them. I don't know, man. I used to play football back in school, and that's the whole point of playing football is to hit hard, not get in trouble.
Who's your team?
Personally, I don't have a NFL team I don't root for, but when I was here in Richmond playing for Hub League, I was playing in like 7th grade, and then I played for Test Tigers.
Ah, cool.
But that's the only reason why I joined is that way I can hit somebody hard, and not have to worry about getting suspended.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish there was more American football in England, because that would teach more people about if you're going to talk shit on the field, you're getting taken down.
Oh yeah.
And what we get now in Britain is a lot of kids that have had no discipline, because it's kind of encouraged by the government that you can't tell your children off, you can't do this, you can't do that. So when they get to like 12 and 13, they're all full of spunk and puberty and stuff, and it just causes issues. And I think when they were younger, if they played a lot of high impact sport, that would knock the shit out of them, and they'd be better people.
I mean, I know the discipline has gone downhill so far. I work at a zoo, as y'all both know.
Yeah.
I work in the merchandise. I was working in merchandise for quite a while in there, and the things I saw kids do. There's one time I'm standing at the register and cashing people out, and I hear this kid like screaming and crying that he wants the big plushie, and his mom's like, "We can't afford that. Bills are tight and whatnot. Why not get the small one?" And this kid, probably about 9-10 years old, punches his mom in the face. And me, I grew up, I grew up kind of country, So it's like I'm looking at him, I'm making the cross on my chest, going, "Oh, your dad's about to kill you."
Yeah.
And nope, all the mom does is, "Honey, use your words." And then she still ends up buying the kid a plush. I'm like, oh, my parents would have killed me if I punched my mom like that.
This is the problem, I think. I think our grandparents, all of us here in this chat room right now, all our grandparents went through the wars. They know about loss and having to just crack on. And I think what's happened is in 2 generations, it's not been relaxed, but it's not been the war, and it's been the 60s and the 70s and all, and the 80s and all that shit. So I think a lot of people are a lot more relaxed now, and that's where you get a lot of children everywhere that are just pains in the ass. I'd love to put them all in the ass. It would have been pain in the ass in public, and I have previously. I have if I'm queuing in Burger King or McDonald's, and I can hear some kid behind me whinging on and whining on about getting a cookie, or I'll buy them all just so he can have fuck all, because he needs to learn.
They do.
I'm just saying, I was raised with a mom from Kentucky, and if I hit my mom at a young age, my mama busted my nose open right there on the fucking spot. She's like, "Damn, shut up, boy, what are you talking about?" "Okay, mama, never mind. I ain't playing."
If I say fuck off to my mother now, at 43-year-old, she'll punch me in the head.
My mom would too. I promise you, she's still alive with us. But my mom's passed away for 15 years now, but I still be scared. I'm 37. I still be scared of my mom. She'd be like, "Michael," be like, "Yes, ma'am. Sorry."
Right, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah, you know, and like Wolfie was talking about, I work at Taco Bell, so I have to deal with people a lot, and I've seen crazy. I've seen people let their kids just come in there and run absolute amok and just destroy shit, and even some adults are fucking ridiculous. They'll come in and they'll just mess up like the station where all the sauces and shit are.
Adults are worse than parents.
Yeah, the adults are worse than the kids sometimes. So I feel you.
Adults in fast food restaurants. We were at McDonald's one day, and this chick comes out the bathroom, flipping out, screaming, throwing a fit. You see what they did to my baby? You see what they did to my baby?
That's our silent intern. Just
Sometimes silent.
Let me go. And there's no kid even with her. Like,
that shit was funny, dude.
but like, no. Like, crackhead took over McDonald's or something.
That's getting bad too.
But that was hilarious.
Cassidy about that shit.
Who's that lady talking, by the way?
That was my interview.
No, but
Who's that lady talking, by the way?
that was our intern.
The silent one that's not silent sometimes.
So whose partner is that?
That's Michael's line.
That's it. Yeah. Mike's
there?
wife.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
No, I'm saying, can the lady hear me?
Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you.
How you doing?
That's two. Yeah, but we were talking about wrestling, and for those, what did we talk about a little bit for a few minutes? How we all know each other. We know each other through wrestling, in a way. We
I'm not gonna lie, the only one I know is Adam.
Yeah. well, yeah, but we all. I told Mike about it a little bit. What that HWA, the online wrestling game we play.
Yeah.
That's how we all came together. It's fun. It's fun. It's really fun to do, and what I really enjoy about it is the community too. I enjoy writing, but the community is also, it's full of a bunch of cool people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was about 10 of us. And we've all got a good sense of humour, which is very important when you're telling someone you're going to rip their head off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. I mean, I got started with it just because I do like the YouTube channel, and then I've been doing other forms of writing, and it kind of started as a way to practice writing, but then I ended up getting along with all you guys and becoming friends with y'all and stuff like that.
So Wolfie, is this
And
your
you guys
first
are on
EFED?
fucking do it, right? Yeah, you do like a
It's your
story
first
now or
EFED?
something?
Wow. How old are you?
What was that, Stu?
How old are you, Wolfie?
I am currently 25 years old.
Wow.
In a few months in December, I'll be 26.
Damn.
May 1997 I started doing all this shit.
I was born in
Long before
1999.
you.
Well, yeah. I was born in 1985. I'm currently 40.
So when did you
I
start
started-
doing EFED stuff?
I
like that?
started when I was like 15, and I happened to stumble across the HWA. Wolfie, you've seen it on that Time Machine website that you shared. I joined it back then,
Wow.
and it had what
yeah.
caught me was the website had like this intro, this really cool intro that Ken came up with. And he used the song "O Fortuna," I think is the name. And it just caught me, and then the web design, and then the story, all the story and shit. But Mike was asking how it works, and I was going to give him a quick rundown. Is basically what we do is okay. And so you know how wrestlers in real life cut promos, right? That's what we do, but we write it out. So, and it's the way we write it out. So you know, like if something's happening off camera, and so you have to describe like your background, the set. You know, I mean, it depends on how detailed you want to get. But you describe what's going on, like your where you're at, you know, what you're wearing, stuff like. You don't have to go in like deep detail, but you know, just enough to let you know what's going on and shit. And then you cut your promo, and you know it's interesting. Go ahead.
Mine's always been on camera. If I'm posting it, it's on camera. Like I don't even bother writing that it's on camera or off camera. If it's in my mind, I'm portraying a professional wrestler, and for anyone to see anything, it has to be recorded. So that's how I work.
True. Right, but it's also I've noticed how people interpret it too, because I've noticed. Because some people have used stuff in their role plays that they shouldn't have. That's been off camera. I've done it because I misread something or I misinterpreted it.
See, that's why I do that. That's why I do it that way, because I don't want anyone to misinterpret anything. Is it if it's if it's in a promo and it's posted on port, that's classed as on camera.
So that makes sense though, because why would you be doing?
Exactly. Why the fuck hell would you write it unless it wasn't meant to be seen?
Yeah, that makes sense though. I just do it because I don't know, just a habit. That's the format I use. Like in my role, I cut the role play, but I'm also like telling a long-term story as well. So I'll have like parts that are off camera. So my format will be there's a part that's off camera. And then I'll write that out, and then it'll say off camera, and I'll put like a line, and it'll say on camera, and that's when I cut my promo wherever I'm at, and then I do another off camera, not promo, but part of the story. Maybe usually a different part of the story. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or sometimes it might just be the two parts, the off part, and then the promo, and then that's it. It just depends on you know what I mean. It depends on like what you're doing that day. If you're tired, if you work.
Exactly, man. I pretty much do my work in amongst all my different jobs. So if I got a spare 10 minutes, I'll blast them out, and then 2 days later, I'll find out I've called someone the wrong fucking name, or I've made loads of typos. I mean, I called one of the interviewers the wrong fucking name, and I didn't realise until fucking 3 days later when Mike fucking made a point of saying it.
You know what?
I'm just busy.
I've seen in a show, I swear, I've seen Ken accidentally put Roderick Strong instead of Sterling once.
Say, thank God for that! So I'm not the only one.
I could have sworn at least once I've seen that. It said Roderick Strong. I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck did he join in? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He means Sterling. Okay.
Yeah. So it's an easy means.
Yeah. Shout out to Ken, though. Does an awesome job. He does all that. You know what I mean? Like I know he has people help him write matches, but he literally does that whole the show himself on top of his everyday shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
I think the whole industry of e-feds and stuff, it's a 1997 ideal of it, and the fact that there's still e-feds going on and still produced in the same way as they were in 1997 is an absolute testament just to how good he is as a writer and as a friend, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
dude, go ahead.
If you talk to any wrestling fan now and talk about any fed, nobody knows what it is. We've now become the minority. We have a niche market of the internet where yes, we're massively important, and we can create some magic. Like, I've seen that in matches and promos and all sorts of stuff, but nobody knows about it.
Yeah, like I've seen stuff in eFeds that were just so awesome, and then I also think to myself like these would make like seriously freaking awesome storylines in real life in real wrestling, you know.
Yeah.
But some of the things that we do, I probably couldn't be pulled off in real life, you know.
No, I always try and use that as a marker. Is that when I read stuff and I see stuff online, that's my marker. That's when Stewie goes, yeah, I'm no comment.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what we do. But yeah, no, I agree though. Back in the day, like when I first started in the 1990s and shit, that's when eFeds were booming.
So when did
You
you?
know what
When,
I mean?
when did you start them?
Me, let's see, I was 15, so 95, 6, 7, 8, 9. August. I guess it would be in the 2000s then if I was 15.
Wow. See, I was like 97 when I was like 16.
Yeah, because I dabbled in a few, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see, what was my first? I can't remember my first one. That was.
I can remember all my firsts, and yeah, it was that long ago. At one point, me and my friend held the tag team titles like 2 years, and that was back in the old days when like nobody kept titles. It was just all hot shots for a story and all that sort of stuff.
But I was. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I think a lot of that, sadly, you're talking about like how it's kind of become a niche market.
Yeah.
The one thing, it's like I noticed everything that takes a amount of creativity is slowly dying.
Oh,
I know I did Civil War reenactments for years until people just couldn't do it anymore, and even then you'd look around and all you would see was older people. You never saw I was probably like the only young guy there actually doing it. And it seems like, I mean, obviously my generation, where it's like, it seems like my generation wants somebody to use their imagination for them. They want to play a video game. They want to, do something like that. They don't actually want to use their own imagination. And to a point, it actually makes me kind of scared for like future writers and filmmakers and things like that, because I noticed imagination is like a muscle. You got to exercise it. And if you never exercise it, it's going to fall off.
It's so hard. I think a lot of kids kind of get pushed into the whole situation where you've got nothing to do with your imagination. It's got down to what sells. And if you have a funny line or a funny video, that's more important than artistic integrity.
Right. But what I was saying, what I was about to say before though, is back when I first was starting in e-fetting, I came across actually another HWA. It was Honorable Wrestling Alliance, and it was a part of a bigger. They had their own National Wrestling Alliance.
Wow.
They called it the NEWA, the National E-Wrestling Alliance, and they had a whole bunch of other feds associated with it, and of course they had the NEWA major titles plus promotion titles and promotion, and it was really cool though. I wish it had survived. I wish it was one of the ones that survived.
I think the first fed I was part of was probably WXWA, where you didn't get commentary. It was kind of a rundown of the match. But everyone in there was like, spot on. We were all friends and stuff, and anytime somebody came in and they were trying to be Billy Big Balls with all their ideas, they all quickly got shut down. And then it morphed into something else. But yeah, like back in the old, and like I was talking to Kendo a while ago about like gay pride and all that sort of stuff. Come on, and we live in a world where like transgender and different genders and all this sort of shit. And I said so, like ever since 1997. I've never cared about anyone. I don't care who they are, if they're male or female, if they want to be female, if they want to be male, if they want to be gay, they want to be straight, I don't care. We've just got on because we're wrestling fans.
Anyone else have a spouse besides me before I make this comment?
Say that again,
Yeah.
sorry?
Does anybody else have a spouse besides me before I make this comment?
Well, no.
I'm in a
Anybody have
relationship, but not married.
Go on, fire it.
Okay.
Go on, fire it.
Women are fucking crazy. They do not know what the fuck they want.
Oh,
Sorry.
I know. Trust me. Like back in England, I always told my friends that if I ever got married, I would froze over. And the one time I almost got married, guess what happened? Fucking COVID.
I've been with her for 18 years,
Wow.
and I don't understand.
Yeah,
I still don't understand her. Man. Yeah, we got 3 kids and been together since our teenage years.
Wow. So that doesn't really happen in the UK. Kind of in the UK, it's kind of. No, it didn't work with my first daddy, so I'll have another one. It didn't work with my second one, so I'll have a third one. And it didn't work with the third one, so I'll have a fourth one. And then they go on Tinder or whatever and go, I'm 31 and I've got 5 kids.
Yeah.
This is the British Tinder. The British Tinder is full of kids. Full of girls who got 5 kids to 6 different dads, and they're trying to convince you that they've changed their ways and if they just want to be loved.
Have one for each color of the rainbow.
Right.
I'm going for all the nationalities, motherfuckers.
Going for that Guinness record. Or shoot for their TV show.
Well, my wife was at Stereo there for me, but Jesus, she's crazy. I don't know. She knows what she wants anymore, man. Like that's sad when you don't know what you want.
Bring your wife
What woman does?
Bring your wife up.
Duh.
Bring your wife up. Let's have a chat.
So that makes me start thinking I don't know what I want anymore. It's like
Bring her up and let's have a chat.
Here's she is. Hi, Annie. Uh-oh.
What's the name,
I don't
sorry?
like that look. Let's go.
What's the name, sorry?
Her name is Jessica.
Hey, Jess. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
How's life?
You know, irritated.
How's your kids doing, by the way? I listened to an episode. I listened to an episode when some of your kids are having a hard time in school.
No. It's my mother.
Your mother's doing hard.
She's being a pain.
Yeah? In what way?
Yeah. Multiple ways. She wants to.
Our mother's very special.
Very, very special. She has 3 kids and babies 2 out of 3, and mainly babies 1 more than she does the other 2. And wonders why half of them don't even speak it.
Wow. You know, unfortunately, that does happen. Not just where you are, but all over the UK as well.
Right.
What's going on over there,
I
Adam?
don't know. My eye had
Don't know.
weird
Did
pain in my
half
arm.
fat then or what?
Not, I can't say pain. No, cramp. Yeah, that's a better word. I don't want to say pain. I don't want to, you know what I mean? It's not like a heart attack, or, you know what I mean? No, I'm not making jokes, though.
You make fucking jokes.
I didn't even sound.
See how you are.
I see. Look, now they don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See, but now I have to explain. See, when I was talking about I was visiting the hospital, it was this big old jackass over here,
Big old Jack.
shit talking motherfucker.
I'll be all over there acting like you are. I got you. All right, dog.
Oh, he's using the
Go ahead.
tray again.
Go ahead.
No, but I was
Relax.
visiting him in the hospital.
How has America been since Charlie got shot?
I don't know. America's always sucked to me. That's just my opinion.
See, I have family. I have family in the States. My uncle was quite high ranking in the Gulf War, to the point where once the Gulf War was finished, his job was to account for every ammunition, every vehicle that came back. That was his job. And since then he's retired. So when he has a few beers, he does say certain things to me. But living in the UK, I don't really know the true story of how America is. So how is America now with Trump in charge and everything that's going on really?
Man,
Honestly, it's just been from like
the burning
one.
also fuel. They're just adding more fuel to the fire. Just see how fast they can burn America down.
Honestly, if you want to know my opinion, and yeah, call me conspiracy theorist or whatever, they're all part of the same team, and that team doesn't give a fuck about us.
I can see that. I can see that.
They're, so we went from each president we've had, they're all part of the same club, so they're just carrying on the same mission, but in different ways.
Yeah.
Some act like they care to kind of get their way, and then they make that turn.
Because personally, to me, there's been good presidents, but every good president's got shot,
Yeah.
like assassinated.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, you're right.
JFK, great presidents, was doing great things for great people.
Mhm.
Both of them got shot.
Okay, I'm saying from like what's shit. I want to say Clinton. There we go. Maybe before that, Nixon.
I was about to say, well, everybody's mad about Junior, man. I'm cool with Bill Clinton, He ain't Junior, my bad.
Yeah, man, Hillary. Fuck that. They're all. I'm telling you, they're all
I understand, but
baby killing,
he was mad. People were mad because he was getting a blowjob.
blood drinking. Yeah. Well, I get that, dude. I mean, it was just fucking some little head in the house. Who cares? He was the president. It was his fucking White House. So,
Brother, dude, get a Hummer and a decent dad as fuck,
man,
If he was down there sucking his dick, and he would have had the other bitch.
if I was the president and I wanted to have 1,000 hooker cocaine fueled gangbang, well, guess what? Fucking happened at the White House tonight.
Motherfuckers.
Yep, and I'm wearing a conductor hat. That's it.
I drive him lazy.
Oh shit.
Make sure you're using W though, and get you all the energy.
Yeah, that's right.
Shout out to W.
Shout out to Dubby. Thanks for partnering. But you okay there, Wolfie? We didn't scar you, did we?
Oh no, you're all good.
Yeah, we just.
You're the youngest one of all of us.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's 20. What did you say? 26, right? 25? Oh, you're about to be 26. Yeah.
I'm going to be about 26 here in a couple months.
Yeah.
What day in December?
December 9th.
She was there.
Christmas.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Mine's Christmas Day. My birthday is Christmas Day.
Oh, is it? My birthday
Yeah.
was supposed to be Christmas Day. I was actually born very early.
Hmm.
It it was kind of funny. I was born so early. I was apparently bruised all over my body, and because I came out kind of looking black, everyone was kind of concerned about my mom for quite some time until the doctor kind of revealed that it was just all bruising. So.
Oh, wow.
I missed half that conversation. I just said a black mama getting in trouble.
So what? I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm coughing. We're
Oh.
smoking.
Oh, okay. So what happened was my birthday was supposed to be on Christmas Day.
Right.
And I was born on December 9th. And because of that, I had bruising all over my body. And it almost looked like I had black skin. So everyone was kind of concerned about the whole situation because I grew up in my mom's side of the family is very religious. So like that doesn't look like the dad here. What's going on?
Who is your dad? What does it do?
Now it's muted. See when it's all red. I just want to show you.
So that reminds me of a story about my mother, guys. See the whole how they thought he was black, and so my mom's friend had she was in an interracial relationship. Her dude was black and she was white. Well, my mom was in there when she gave her firstborn. This is the first time my mom's ever been around a relationship like that, interracial. Yeah. And the baby came out white, and she looked at her friend. She's like, "You got some explaining to do, guy. I mean, this baby's whiter than I am." And my mom's friend said, "I'm like Mary." My mom's name is Mary. She's like, "Mary, the skin will change colors after a few hours."
That's true. Look at Byron. And he is spot.
I don't even want to talk about Byron. Byron's daddy's white. His mom was white. She's just with a black man. There's a difference.
Explain Courtney then.
I won't. There's a. We're on. So anyway.
Is the whole interracial kids in America a big problem, or is it just kind of not really seen that much? Or
I mean, it's seen. It's just I don't think anyone really cares. At least not around me.
See, in America, you guys have in America, you guys have like trailer parks, whereas in Britain, they don't really have we don't have trailer parks. It's kind of like council estates, where it's the same sort of people living in the same situations.
Oh, okay, it's interesting. But anyways, back to the conversation. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of normal around here, so nobody's like really big deal about interracial relationships.
Yeah.
Now, when people start talking about doing each other's cousins and stuff like that, people look strangely at them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's when it's like, no, that's not cool. But no, one of my managers at work is with a black guy. She's about to have his baby. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Stoner.
Yeah.
Stoner
What?
I don't know. Stoner moment. Anyway, we're just gonna skip that.
Yeah, we're gonna go to another conversation.
I was trying to contribute, and I kind of spaced out and was mumbling. So
we've gone from wrestling to e-fedding to inbred children.
Yeah, we got.
We welcome to blazing discussion.
That's
what happens.
Unfortunately,
we get high and we just go from conversation to conversation.
Yeah, this is like a regular conversation.
Unfortunately, in Britain, there's a high percentage of inbreds, and it's Pakistanis. Pakistani is about 70% inbred. And not just not in Britain, that's in the whole world.
That's down Kentucky only. I mean, I'm just playing.
No.
I don't know if anybody's from Kentucky. I was just playing.
Yeah.
Well, I think Turkey is 30% inbred.
I can believe it.
But it's
My sister's my cousin. I'm sorry.
how on earth have people existed for like millions of years to just be inbred and fucking useless?
Just
Yeah, I don't know, man. That shit amazes me. I couldn't do it.
No, well, no.
Absolutely fucking not.
those people. I know a buddy of mine. I grew up with his sister for like years, and she ended up apparently being married to her uncle, her blood uncle, and having like 3 kids with him. I'm like, how does this work? How are you guys married? Where'd you guys go? Oh, never mind. I don't even want to.
See, if I didn't have a good job, I would actively encourage it because I knew for a fact that most of the country were producing retards. I'd have a better chance.
Oh wow.
I'm saying, man. There's a lot of questionable people here in America. I know that much.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
the biggest thing I've had like not an education, but like I've spoken to my uncle who's an ex-army soldier and stuff, so I know a little bit and stuff. But in the last, I would say 6 months, I've had to kind of polarize just how different America is. I mean, when Charlie, is it Kirk, who got shot? I mean, that was shocking.
Yeah.
It never should have happened. Even if you don't agree with him, and you think his views are like disgusting, you don't kill someone because you disagree with them.
Yeah, exactly. You just don't listen to what they're saying. That's it.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was until I got the video of him getting shot.
Yeah. See,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'd only seen little clips of him, and to be fair, in the clips I'd seen of him, he was talking normal, and it was like what he said made sense, and it just you can agree with someone for 10% of their views. It doesn't mean you have to kill them because for the 90%.
I mean, I don't know really 100% what was going on, but still, just because you don't like somebody or what they're saying, I buzz on this. If somebody happened to come across this and is like, oh, I don't like what these guys are saying, and come shoot us, hey, do me a favor. If you don't like what we're saying, just don't listen to me. That's all I'm trying to say. Just turn them on.
Yeah,
go to a different podcast.
Talk to us and say, well, I've got a different view. This is my view. Where do you find yourself? And that's how you train. That's how you change ideas. And I think
Exactly.
I think the problem with the world is that the world is split between two ideals. Whereas you can, if you believe something, it's irrelevant to what you say. But if you have an idea, if you just have an idea, then you're willing to listen and look and pick up different parts of an idea, and you can mold your idea from your learnings. Where if you just believe one thing, you automatically fuck off everything, and that's a problem. Is the fact that there's too many people that have a belief because they believe it, and it doesn't matter what you tell them. Whereas you have the other part who have an idea, who are willing to listen, and even if they're wrong initially, they'll listen to the idea and then they'll change your idea because it makes it better. And that's that's a problem.
Well, it's like with this whole Charlie Kirk thing, I mean, it makes people like me nervous because I grew up very religious. I'm still a very religious person. And it's definitely upsetting to see, especially with the murder, because I actually used to have some friends, and they were on like Facebook praising the whole situation and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, if I got shot tomorrow, you guys wouldn't give a dang. Because I'm like, I grew up very religious, and I'm very similar in belief system. And people are out here praising the whole situation, which, you know, you're asking about America. That's kind of a huge tension right now. It's like people are and they had memorials for Charlie Kirk and the whole situation, and psychopaths were out there destroying the thing because, God forbid the guy was a religious guy and a conservative.
I think the problem in not just America but everywhere else is that if you can convince your friends and your allies that the other person is not a human, then it's easier for them to kill them and dismiss them. Whereas if you label someone as a scumbag or whatever, people want to kill a scumbag. People don't want to kill a human being.
Yeah, exactly. And earlier when you were talking about beliefs and stuff, that just reminded me of the quote from Dogma, where Rufus said, "You can change an idea, but it's impossible to change a belief." Yeah, something of that nature. It's not an exact quote. That's a good movie, though.
I may have stolen it from them. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what it just made immediately when you said that. I was like, Dogma.
Like,
have you ever seen that?
Like, I'm 40. I'm 43 now. Sorry, no, I'm 44. So when I was, I would probably say when I was 7 years old or 8 years old, that was the first wave of having black people in the neighborhoods and Indians, Pakistanis, and it wasn't an issue in the slightest. I mean, I was brought up to treat everyone the same, so I didn't care if someone was black or yellow or brown or whatever. I couldn't give a fuck. If someone was okay with me, then I was okay with them. And one of my closest friends when I was in junior school when I was like 9 was a Pakistani lad, and he's a wonderful guy. And I just remember, why can't we go back to that?
Yeah.
Who cares what colour your skin is? The most important thing in my I live by this. The most important thing in my life is, are you a dickhead? If you're a dickhead, fuck off. If you're not a dickhead, then let's go for a beer.
Exactly.
We can chill, but you gonna be a dick.
Yeah. If you're a fucking knobhead, walk off.
Yeah.
We're a bit ignorant. I mean, the sound.
Yeah, like Mike likes to say a lot. You get a lot more with sugar than you do venom.
Yeah.
Got it. I get it. You just also say it's all about not how you say it or what you say, it's how you say it. I can call you a fucking dickhead. I can call you a fucking dickhead without having to raise my voice or get all rude and disgusting about like that. Look, hey Adam, you're a fucking dickhead.
Just plain simple.
I think Adam knows my sense of humor quite
yeah.
well. So
that's why I thought we'd all get along really well too.
I can say stuff to people to the face, and I can call people a paedophile and all this sort of stuff. But I know their personality and I know their sense of humor, so I know to say it in a certain way where I can get away with it without being hated and being murdered.
Right. Like people at work, like if you go up to somebody like, "Hey, would you please go do this?" and instead of going over there and like demanding somebody, you get more chances of somebody going over and doing that job than you get demanded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See what
things like that.
What I do.
It's not
what I do if I was in opposition is if I thought some guy was like can't be too clever, what I would do is I would blanket and say I don't know, I'm not quite sure. If you do the first one, then I'll do it. Come on, and I always get people to do my job for me.
Damn.
I'll always say I'm not quite sure. If you do the first one, I'll do the second one, and guarantee you, because they've got fucking tiny little balls, they're thinking, "Oh, I'm going to show him." that makes me more important. So they'll do the first one for you, and you go, well, thank you, and you walk away.
Yeah. Whew. But
You
yeah.
doing all right there?
Yeah, I took a big hit. I'm good. Oh, hey, look, all right. Metal right now. Mega Metal Mike on Twitch is streaming live. Check it out, guys.
Where's that here? Where's it not here, little bastard?
Oh,
Mark
you
Mark
love
to
him.
Tell Mark to fuck off, taking it off, and come join the chat. Hey, Wolfie, what are you doing? You gone quiet?
Oh, I'm just chilling, relaxing.
Yeah, just listen to listen to our stupid tones.
Oh, I'm enjoying it.
What would you like to talk about, Wolfie?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What would you like to talk about?
Oh, I'm open to pretty much anything. I mean, I'm pretty open. I'm an open person.
Right.
So what do you like to do?
So go on, Adam. Lead it on.
Well, all I got is taking us back to what happened on SmackDown. So if you want, I mean,
What?
We're going back to wrestling. What the?
We're not going back to SmackDown,
No.
you stupid bastard.
no, I'm kidding. No, but actually, I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if you guys watched them. I watch them sometimes. I'll watch them on Twitch. It's pretty funny.
You know what? I don't think I watch anything on Twitch. I need to watch Twitch. What is it? People playing video games?
Yeah, and
Yeah, never mind.
they stream.
Sorry for anybody that's upset about that, but I don't watch somebody else play video games. I'll get bored and fall asleep.
Yeah, to be fair, Adam.
I know. I do it to support. You know.
Don't get me wrong.
Plus, I'll plug him here on the show, and
I know.
he plugs us back. But
That's cool. No offense, Mike, but I try to do that shit at home. Like my friend be playing one player game, like, here, watch this cool ass one player game. Yeah, sure. Yep. Going to sleep now.
I get it though.
I'm
Sitting there after a while watching, someone play. I get it, but he doesn't stream. He streams like maybe an hour. Yeah, you know what I mean. Not too bad.
I can watch it. I don't think I can watch somebody for a full hour and then fall asleep. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. Well, then I like to keep up. Well, on the chat, there's a chat room. I'll make funny comments. And, what I mean. He'll respond. He'll say it. Obviously, you don't got time to fucking type out while you're trying to play a game.
Absolutely.
So what are you doing tonight after the podcast?
Blazing.
Yeah, well, we're gonna keep smoking. A friend of mine actually is bringing the stuff over to make a gravity bomb.
What are you smoking?
So, weed.
Devil Rose.
Yeah, but what weed are you smoking?
Not, I don't know the strand name. I never get a strand name. He just hands me the bag and
I go back in the house.
yeah, that's it. I smoke it and get high.
Val Venus does really good strands, apparently.
Yeah.
Just to tie it back into the wrestling stuff, Val Venus he's got some good strands, apparently.
Do what now?
Yeah, Val Venus has got some good strands.
Oh, Valvina's got good strands.
Yeah.
Valvina start growing? That's interesting.
I think he could do a video of smoking Val Venus strands and have like a reaction video afterwards.
Oh, I did not know that. I'll have to look into that.
I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know.
I don't keep track of politics.
Yeah.
No,
Fucking
it's not politics. He's just like a pro wrestler. And he's had like a different point of view for about 10, 15 years.
Oh.
What was this thing?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I live underneath a rock.
Yeah, me too. I followed him when he wrestled. I like Val Venus, you know what I mean? I never knew outside that.
He's a complete libertarian, and I've had many disagreements and arguments with him, and debates with him. But he's actually alright, and apparently, from what I've heard, the stuff that he's selling is actually really good.
I'll have to check that out. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Fucking Val Venus. That's funny because, like I said, I just know him from WWF.
Yeah.
Fucking.
The great thing about Val Venus was the whole tie and tie thing.
Yeah.
Like, where they went to pop this shit off. That's the only thing I can remember about Val Venus, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Val Venus is shifting weed.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe you didn't know that, Adam.
No, I didn't. I had no idea.
Why didn't you keep track of this shit?
Blacking it. No, but
After the podcast, I'll send a link to Adam's Facebook, so you can buy direct from the one that ladies always love.
Cool.
But he has gone very he's very anti-trans and all that sort of stuff, and anti-LBQ, whatever the connotations are. So yeah, you have to deal with that. But yeah, Val Venus, this is so weird.
Oh, have you been following any of DEP and his yoga stuff that he's been doing?
Right, for years. Massively. I was always a Scott Hall fan.
Yes.
For donkeys. Purely because in the circles I existed in, quite a lot of people in the same circles, I was classed as the Scott Hall of the EFED world, because I worked in nightclubs and stuff, and I would drink shitloads and all that and get in trouble. So I didn't know Scott Hall. I think the last conversation I had with Scott Hall was about Liv Morgan. When Liv Morgan was quite new to the business, I just saw something there, and I posted something on my Facebook. On my Twitter. I said, I think Liv Morgan's going to make it, but the key is to not do jobs, because if she's too good at doing jobs, then she won't make it, because that's how the business will work. It will look at her. WWE just doing jobs.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was just like a pure conversation. Me and Scott just chatting shit about wrestling. And then years and years later, now Liv Morgan's one of the main birds on the show.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool though. I've never had a conversation with a wrestler like that. You know, I've gotten autographs, but never had an actual conversation.
Yeah. Twitter was the best avenue for that back in the day. Before it got massively popular, you could talk to someone, and as long as they, I ain't gonna lie, as long as they agreed with what you were saying, they'll talk to you. If you post stupid shit and they didn't agree, then you'd be ignored.
Yeah, because they're not gonna enter everybody.
That's one thing I never did was talk to a celebrity. I've met them, saying hi in passing. I've met some YouTubers and stuff, but never actually had a deep conversation with any of them. But at the same time too, I've been always kind of one of those people where I just see them as people. I don't really care. I know a lot of people like to hold them in a pedestal and idolize them, and
yeah.
I don't see it.
Same,
Yeah, me neither.
I worked security for a lot of years, so
Oh,
for one rock concert at a download festival,
I hate to say crazy shit.
I was the security for Motorhead, so I got very very drunk on Motorhead for free. But it's kind of one of those stories where the only 4 people that knew this happened would be me and the 3 people at Motorhead.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Once you're in the circle, you can kind of you have the conversations you want and you have this and that. But it's yeah. And what happened to me with Motorhead was that because I work in the VIP section, we had some fucking geeks who were probably about 15, 16, 17-year-olds, and like they tried to slag off Motorhead and said, "Well, I paid extra money to go see our concert, and I paid a VIP. But when I went to VIP, like you weren't around and like you weren't interested." And when I spoke to one of them from Motorhead, he told me a few things. You know, and I'm like, well, I'm not being funny, mate, but we're normal people. They're the same as you. They're not celebrities. They're just a person like you. So if you were a person and you had 6 stag-balled naked birds on your arms, what would you do? Would you stay with the naked birds, or would you go sign a bit of paper so that person can go sell it on eBay? And they were like, well, now you explain that to me, I understand. And because I did it that way, Motorhead were like, you know how the system works. And that was it. I got pissed. So I was working as well, so I was meant to be working, and they got me so pissed just because I looked after them.
And yeah, that's definitely one thing I noticed was the idolization of celebrities. I know it's like you work with like me, work at the zoo. Some of these teenagers. Sorry, what was that?
Who's got Tourette's?
So anyway, I work with a lot of.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So I work with a lot of teenagers, and like some of these kids I listen to, they'll talk about something like Taylor Swift or something like that. The amount of people that I've heard even say they die for these people, and I'm like, you don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even know who they are. They don't know you.
They definitely don't know who we are.
I was gonna say, Taylor Swift, we're more like Dax. I'm just saying, like insane like posse, things like that. Somebody say Taylor Swift to us, I'll probably be like, Taylor Swift. I don't have no idea any song she sings. I know who she is because she's dating like football stars and stuff like that. But you got me on a question on like song wise what she sings and what she does sing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't idolize or put anyone up on a pedestal. I see them as people like us.
Yeah, they're just people. I mean, definitely. Oh my God, people that think that like that. I'm a star. Congratulations. Sorry. Congratulations, you're a star. I'm so happy for you. I mean,
Right.
I got other things to add. I'm sorry, we jumped from conversation to conversation a lot. But,
Yeah. It's like boom, 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 boom. Where we at now?
That's
Where
the
we
show
at,
for
boys?
you. We should have called it like Blazing Roulette or something.
I don't know.
Well, you do blazing discussion. You do blazing discussion. I don't smoke weed. I never have. I don't really get it, but
Yeah.
I've done other stuff. So when did you? Well, I'm gonna go for got
I
some
was
more
a
beers.
teenager. I was like 13 when I started smoking
When
weed.
did you two start smoking weed?
I was like 13 when I started.
Ooh. I was 20,
It was in his 20s.
in my early 20s. Yeah.
Oh,
Because
you're,
it was a funny.
you're 3 years older than I am, weren't you? Yeah. So I was 19. So you were
22.
22.
Okay. So I used to be married to Mike's wife, or
Mike's wife.
Mike's sister, sorry. Oh, God. I used to be married to Mike's sister. And, well, when we were just dating, she was on the computer, and I was standing there, and we were talking, and Mike had just lit up a joint, and he was hitting it, finished getting ready for work. And I looked over at him, and then he looked over at me, and then he was like, "You want to hit that?" And I was like, why not? Fuck it. And I hit it a few times, and then got high as fuck and smashed a half pan of goulash. And then, so from then on, I've been a stoner.
So how is that led into your life?
What, me smoking and
Smoking
eating the whole
Yeah.
and eating the whole pan of goulash?
Just smoking the weed, really.
I don't understand. What was the question?
How has smoking that
high.
weed that first time led into your life?
Me.
Oh, how? Yeah, it was Mike. He was smoking, and he just offered it to me. So I was like,
I didn't force him. I was just like, hey, you want this? And he's like, sure. I was like, just inhale like you're smoking a cigarette. Which he was a smoker back then. And he hit it, and we finished the joint. While I finished getting ready for work, I left for work, came home. He's crashed out on the couch. And my sister's like, he ate the rest of the goulash. I was like, the whole half a pan. She's like, yeah. I was like, that's but funny at the same time.
So how
It's out.
how would you feel that weed is good for your life?
oh yeah.
But
Well,
in what way? In what way is weed good for your life?
Well, see, with me, I found it keeps me centered, if that makes sense. And I know a lot of people would be like, well, there's medication for that. Well, medication comes with side effects. You know what I mean? And I don't like taking medicine. I don't even like taking like ibuprofen and stuff like that. So, I like that, and it's just a good relaxation tool, really. And I ain't gonna lie, I like getting high too. It's fun, But no, I do. But no, really, it's nice for relaxation. If my anxiety is high, I could just like smoke a little bit, or however much I want, and just be cool. And and unlike alcohol, it doesn't make me want to go out and do stupid shit.
you're going to total.
Yeah, it doesn't make you want to get in a fight. That's the last thing on my mind. Yeah.
So was marijuana the first drug you had in your system?
So
What's up? What was it?
So was marijuana the first drug in your system then?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to call I don't consider marijuana a drug, honestly, because with actual drugs.
Neither, but as far as the feds are concerned.
Well, to me though, with actual drugs like coke, heroin, what have you, they have to mix it and cut it with chemicals. And with weed, you don't do that. You just grow it from a seed, and then you pluck it and you smoke it. There's no chemicals to mix or cut with. And yeah, I know there's people that mix it with like drugs, amphetamine or what have you. But that's all. That's just dumbasses and druggies already looking for a bigger high. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But us like true stoners, like Mike and I, we just smoke weed. That's it. No mixing.
See, when I was younger, my brother smoked weed and stuff when he was like 9, 10-year-old and stuff. So I kind of rebelled against it. And it wasn't until I was 18 where I had I had cocaine and then I had ecstasy. So I started on the opposite end, whereas you started on the weed and I started on the hardcore stuff. But as I learned, they're all very comparable experiences.
Yeah, I mean, some people, and I can kind of see it. It's a mild with weed. There is people say there's withdrawal with weed if you don't, and it's
Okay, it's true. It is true.
it is, but it's a very mild. You don't have cold sweats. You don't vomit. You don't shit on yourself.
Just get a little aim.
You're just everything sucks ass a lot more. That's it.
For Adam's world, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome.
To be fair, if my daughter came to me, who's 21 next month, if she came to me and said I'm on drugs, and she said weed, I wouldn't care. Whereas if she said I'm on drugs and it's on coke, it's on amphetamines, it's on MDMA, anything, I'd murder her.
Yeah.
I think that's the key. Like, the more education about how weed is actually not that bad is the bad.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's bad. Actually, my story about weed is a lot different. On top of smoking at the age of 13, I started going through painkillers and stuff like that.
Oh, that's the worst thing. Because
I backyard wrestled.
That's legally sponsored, and you're encouraged to take painkillers.
Yeah. But I used backyard wrestle.
Even in England, it's, you have these pills and you'll be all right.
Well,
it's
I started backyard wrestling with my friends and stuff. I hurt myself. I'm doing stupid shit for fake titles and shit like that, just for fun.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where I couldn't bend my back up, right? So a friend introduced me to some lower tabs. Back then, they were actually lower tabs, not narcos or anything here in the United States. Well, here in Richmond, at least. They get rid of lower tabs.
I have no idea.
They're narcos. Well, it's like it's just a painkiller that's one with
Paracetamol.
more.
I'm sorry. In England, they call it paracetamol.
But yeah, it's just like a painkiller. That's all it is. The higher the dose, whatever.
I think the paracetamol is the equivalent over here.
kind of crazy, honestly. The drugs you can get legally through doctors. I mean, I don't really do anything like that. I don't smoke weed. I don't do anything like that. Sometimes I'll have a beer once in a while, but like I remember when I was a kid, about the age of 7, I had really bad ADHD. I still do. But my school forced me to get on Ritalin. And my parents, of course, didn't know that was basically a form of methamphetamine. And they got me on that, and apparently, according to their, what they've told me, they'd come home like from the post office and go, "There's no mail today," and I just start bawling, going, "There's no mail today," the world's ending, all that, and they were like, "That's it, we're getting you off this stuff," and they took me off of it, and I was on it for, I would say, probably about a month. I could not remember what happened that entire month I was on that drug. And then it was until later on that we found out that Ritalin was just a form of meth. And
wow.
They're just giving it to kids.
Yeah.
But I started taking lower tabs, and that led up to when I turned 16, I started working. And a buddy of mine introduced me to muscle relaxers, and they used to have these 12-hour muscle relaxers, and I took 12-hour muscle relaxers with lower tab 10s.
Muscle relaxers are definitely an American thing. Like I've never known anyone in the UK have muscle relaxants.
They do it for mainly like for sport injuries and stuff. Is pretty much what it does. Is what it says. What's the name of that? It had a high tech name, but the straight name was muscle relaxers.
I've never seen him in all the sports I've played. I've never ever seen more relaxants. It's always been like an American thing.
Right. But I ended up ODing on them.
Wow.
Twice.
Jeez.
So I ended up just twice. I did when I was 16,
how did
and
you
then
fuck
again when I was 17.
How did you fuck up after the first time?
Well, the first time, like, I was partying and doing all that stuff with them, making sure I don't be in pain where I work and
The
do my
first time
stupid
was
stuff
probably
with my
an
friends. Yeah, but about 17, 18,
Wow.
a buddy of mine died. He was an older guy, and I looked more of him like a father figure,
Yeah.
and
That's horrible.
he passed away.
It's so
My
horrible.
time went.
It's so horrible when people pass away, and they don't realize just how important they were to you.
Right, and
I feel you there because I've lost
after
a lot
that, I
of people.
took it a little hard for the churn. I partied real hard with it.
Yeah. Yep.
I ended up ODing that night too.
Yep.
Actually got a tattoo of like a reaper with 4 stones on it. I've actually died 3 times in my life.
Wow.
So, but you know, it is what it is.
Shit goes on.
Yeah, you just keep going. He keeps telling you you're not. It ain't your time. It ain't your time. You gotta just keep going trucking, man.
This daft little podcast, someone could listen to it in 5 years' time, and they'll be in the same place you are, and they'll decide that, you know what, this guy was alright, so I'm going to be alright.
Yeah,
So,
I got a beautiful wife. She's not that bad. She's a little psychotic sometimes. I got 3 great kids. Just hang in there. Anybody that's listening to this, that's
exactly. You just get on with shit, and like that's how it is in England. You like shit happens, and you just carry on.
Yeah, you just sometimes you gotta take Rocky Balboa. If anybody's seen all the Rockies, now to me he says,
"Will hit you as hard as I can get you," and it's about okay, moving forward.
Well, the best line I think I heard him say is, "Nothing hits you harder than life.
Exactly.
Life will beat you down to your knees and keep you going."
Like your friendship with Adam,
you guys
has brought you to
decide on
a global
how hard you're going to fight.
podcast.
I'm just saying that you just got to decide on how hard you're going to fight, how hard you're going to take it on the chin, get back up, and that's for round 2. Round 3.
You say, fuck this shit, I want the bar.
Yeah, there you go. That works good.
Or Randy Marsh. I didn't hear no bell.
Right, I didn't hear no bell. But you just gotta keep faith in everything, man. And sometimes it's harder than what it sounds. And
I don't think it's faith in anything. It's just kind of we're humans, and we just crack on. And whatever happens, we'll deal with it.
Right. You just gotta live one day at a time. Well, yeah, there's a problem today,
it's got fuck all to do with your past. It's got fuck all to do with your ancestors' past. It's got fuck all to do with God's or anything like that. We're human, and we just keep ticking over.
That's right.
But yeah, that's the reason why I turned to marijuana. It helps me with my pain. I don't go back to pain medicine. Like I said, I'm 37. This is my first time ever being hospitalized. Like, with all my craziness, like, I've never been really put into the hospital. I've always walked it off. And this is the first time, like, something put me in the hospital, and it was a heart attack. So,
wow.
I quit smoking cigarettes. I was a smoker. Like, everything I started when I started, like, 13, 14 years old. Smoking cigarettes, smoking weed. doing all my drugs. My mom worked two shifts. My dad was over the road truck driver.
Yeah.
So they would drop me off at somebody's house to watch me, and they're not the greatest people in the world, so they let me do what I wanted.
Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, you can kind of try and protect the kids and think, oh, I'm doing this because I'll make more money and it'll be better. But in the meantime, your kids are suffering, and that's it's not different towards you over there and in England, because it happens all the time.
But yeah, that's why I choose marijuana. But I can remember when I started smoking marijuana. Interesting. At least I thought so. My cousin
Yeah.
had a house and big ass garage. He used to do all kind of weird shit in the garage. One day I went out there and started messing around, and I got into a different kind of drug he liked to use. He really never told me what that drug was. I know it as meth.
Well,
But
it's better than meth. Easy.
But he's like, "Here, let me show you something other than that." But he didn't say. He's like, "Let me show you something other than that," and set me down and I lit up a joint, and we smoked that joint. That was the first time I ever smoked a joint in my life, and smoked weed every chance I got. I was like, "Hey, can I hit that?" Nobody would sell to me because of my mother, but they all smoked with me.
See, I was quite lucky where drugs and experiences were like out of my system, so like I never knew anything about drugs or anything until I started working in nightclubs when I was like 18, and that's when I seen like cocaine and ecstasy and all that stuff. So I started on ecstasy and cocaine. I surpassed weed and all that stuff.
Those aren't. Isn't that weren't those considered party drugs? I'm just curious. I would think they would be.
Yeah, back in like 1999, if you went clubbing with your mates, you like
Yeah, I could
cocaine,
definitely the ecstasy. Definitely the
cocaine and
ecstasy.
ecstasy. And back in '99,
No, me neither. But I can.
it was all trance music and all that sort of shit.
I started trying drugs bad when I was like in like early 20s, late 20s, early 30s. I tried a lot of different drugs since in between there, like shrooms, meth, acid, coke. I don't like any of them anymore. I just do marijuana.
My problem was that back in them days, all the bar staff knew each other, all the security knew each other, all the managers knew each other. So no matter where you went, you got a free drink. So I could go out on a Friday night, and I wouldn't spend a penny, but I'd have like fucking £15 of beer.
Fuck yeah.
And I just have a dollar scene work because all the people in other pubs could come to us and they get a free beer. It was kind of like we all looked after each other, and that created so many issues with a lot of people who just couldn't distinguish between you work for us and you don't work for us. And there was a lot of people that thought that when they stop working, they can come into town and have the same benefits, and when they couldn't get the same benefits, that's when it started being problems, and I can get a punch and a slap in the head, shall I say.
Hey, sometimes I get open somebody's eyes, a good slap to the head.
Well, no one died. No one. All the people I know, nobody died. But there was a situation.
I'm kidding. I know. I'm just kidding.
I think. What year is it?
2025.
Right. So I reckon my statutes limitations have passed. The biggest thing I've ever been involved with was in 2019 when there was a guy from Middlesbrough, which is a small town away from Darlington towards Newcastle. He was a drug dealer, and my manager at the time loved cocaine, and he would quite happily spend £300 to £500 a week on cocaine because he loved it. He loved doing cocaine and getting drunk and having a good time. Well, my manager liked to get cocaine for cheaper, so instead of paying the full price of the cocaine, he's invited this Middlesbrough drug dealer down to our nightclub. So this Middlesbrough nightclub drug dealer came down, and he was coming down week after week after week, and none of the bar staff would charge him anything for his drinks. And then 2 weeks after that, we were having a drink with Shane, the manager, and we said, how often has he been down there? So we told him, and he said to us, next time he turns up, tell him he's getting a fuck all out of us, because he's taking the piss. So a week later, he turns up, tries to get a drink, tries to get a pint, everyone's telling him to fuck off. He storms out, and then on the weekend, he rocks up in the car park outside our nightclub with about 8 vans. And these 8 vans are full of like fucking bruises, dormant, and all of awful weapons. And as they're parking in the car park outside the nightclub, the only place they can look is at our top windows. So when I look to our top windows, we're all stood there with our fingers up in the air, and the big "fuck you, bird," and then they fuck off. And they turn up 2 weeks later, because they try to be clever, thinking, well, we won't go next week, not go next week. So they turn up, and unfortunately, because they'd made their intentions known, there was several transit vans full of people just parked up in the car park. So when they rocked up to try and kill us or start an aggravation over us, before they get out of the car, they all got absolutely murdered. And once it was all done, and there was broken body parts and blood and hair and helmets and jackets, my job was to run out, pick up all of the weapons, hide all of the evidence, including the weapons of any blood or DNA, and hand them back. And that was the last time we had a proper Darlington brawl with cocaine and entertainment battle, shall I say.
Damn.
And that is the smallest I've ever felt, because I knew that on that day I was nobody. I was just a carrier. My job was to carry the weapons, clean them, fuck them off, and that was it. And that's how Darlington is in England. So if you think it's difficult in America, this happens quite often in the UK.
Holy shit! Yeah, I've seen. What you described remind me of the movie Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
Is that pretty much accurate comparison?
Yeah.
Yeah. They all used like blunt weapons and shit like that. No. Never. Did you ever see any use guns?
Yeah.
Or did you just use like knives?
No.
Shit like that.
It was baseball bats. It was knuckle dusters. It was all sorts. Well,
Ah,
nothing gun wise. Always old fashioned.
hell
Like
yeah.
now, the old fashioned in Britain is knuckle dusters and baseball bats. That's it.
Oh, okay.
It,
Fuck
it.
yeah.
If you rock up to a fight and you got a knuckle duster or a baseball bat, they know you're old school. Whereas if you rock up with anything else, you're a pussy.
Huh. Huh. Damn. But yeah, I mean, I get that. That's interesting, though. That's interesting. That must be wild. I can only imagine what that would be like to be even what you did, just to partake in that. You know what I mean? To see that shit going down
Just being
live
there,
in person.
just being there and watching it, it was like, whoa, this is not my pay grade.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's probably why I've such a sense of humor because I've seen fucking horrible things.
Damn. Yeah, I don't believe in like ganging up and jumping people. I believe in one on one, no weapon. You know, I believe if you can't solve your problems with your fist, then you don't have any problem at all. That's my philosophy. I don't I don't you know what I mean? Like I don't believe in using guns or a knife unless you do get jumped, unless you're the person getting jumped. You know what I mean? Then if it's two or more attacking you, then yes, by all means, defend yourself. But one on one, I don't think you should use weapons.
I mean, with me, it's like when it comes to violence in general. I mean, to me, that I try to use that as the last resort for anything. If I
Oh
can,
yeah, of course.
if I can solve things in a civil manner and just talk to people, I mean, that's what I go for. I mean, but if you break in my house, you're gonna find out what I can also do at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. Always go for the peaceful route first. Definitely. I was just saying, if you're in that position to where you're maybe like out walking and two or more people try to jump you, but yeah, but always try to resort to the peaceful option. Not everybody will be responsive that way, but you know what I mean. Hopefully you can work it out peacefully, though.
Oh yeah,
You see, violence is violence, isn't it? The younger, the younger your experience around, the more dangerous you are. I was, I think I was probably 3 years old. My first memory of being a human on this planet is watching my mum get pushed through a glass door, and as she gets pushed through the glass door, she lands on the chair, and when she stands up, trying to be all brave and stuff, I can see the glass in her back, and there's blood pissing everywhere. That's my first
oh,
memory of being a human. Is watching my mum get pushed through a glass door and pissing blood everywhere. But because of that, the harsh realities of life and all that stuff pale in comparison. So I'm stronger. Things that would affect someone with that background, they would have crumbled. Whereas I'm quite good at this is the shit and this is what we're doing. So it's a hard conversation to have, and it's very difficult to know that you may have an opinion of what you may do, Well, unless you've been and you've experienced absolute trauma and you've come out the other end. You can't really say about what would you do in that situation.
I probably, in that situation, I would probably just see what way I could help my mom at that point. If she's bleeding really bad, that would be my first thought, would help my mother, you know.
Yeah, it was
But
hard. It was hard.
But I mean, at the same time, you're going to be scared, of course. You know, if you're a kid.
I was 3.
Of course, anybody would be.
I was 3 years old.
Well, that young, yeah. I'm talking about, like, you know, if you're maybe like 9, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. But at that age, yeah, you're all you can really do is just sit there and watch. Really, unfortunately, I hate to. There's not much you could do at 3. Nothing really. There's nothing you could do at 3.
You can just stand there and watch and think, what the fuck? What you doing in your head?
Yeah, you're just wondering why. Yeah, you're wondering why, what's going on, but you can't.
So that's my past, and that's why as I ARP and stuff, I can say certain things. Cause I don't think.
Yeah, you do.
Anything I say could be any worse than what I've actually been through.
Yeah, right. You can put personal stuff in there, you know what I mean, or like past experiences. You know, honestly, like back in my early 20s and stuff, I had a bad drinking problem. I would drink every day, so hence maniacs drinking.
Right.
I mean, I might have occasional beer every now and then, but I don't drink heavy like I did back then.
I haven't clocked that because I don't read a lot, to be fair. But if you're doing that, in promo stuff, and I'll make a point of looking for it, and we'll do a promo together. You still there?
Yeah, sorry, what was it?
I'm saying I've not clocked.
Maniac spacing out.
I haven't clocked that you're doing the whole drunk thing, but if you have, I'll send you a message and I'll do a thing to you. I'll do a joint promo for you.
All right. No, I was trying to get my dog to lay down. He's out here with me out back, and he's wandering around. I was trying to get him to lay down so he doesn't knock anything over.
Who's outside?
No, I have like a back porch that I'm sitting out back in right now, and I have my dog out here. He's old. He's like 14. He's a little chihuahua, and he's going blind. You can see the cataracts in his eyes, and I was just trying to get him to go. Yeah, I was just trying to go get him to lay down so he doesn't, because sometimes he'll run into stuff and.
So what's the last subject then of your podcast?
Why don't you tell us about your business?
My business?
The seeds.
My seeds?
Yeah!
Well, what happened was I spent 20 years in pubs, working the pub trade. I was a bar manager. I ran some very, very, very successful bars, to the point where the pub I was working at won best pub in the whole UK in some national magazines. but I wasn't happy. And the fact that back in Darlington I had daughters, so I came back to Darlington because I wanted to be a dad, and I love my daughters, I love my girls, and what happened was my oldest daughter wanted to meet my youngest daughter, and they met, and it was always a pain in the ass. It was always a fucking problem. Whenever Caitlin met my youngest daughter then, her mother would just stood there like a cunt. So I said to my oldest daughter's mum, why don't you come out for like some months away, we'll have a chat so it's not fucking awkward. And what happened was we went out for a meal, we got drunk, and we slept together, and then I ended up sleeping with the other daughter's mum for a good few months, and we nearly got married. Just before COVID, I proposed to her purely because if you I don't know if you Americans know about Manchester bombings and terrorists, but my daughter went to a concert and almost got killed, and when she got killed, sorry, that changed everything. Was my voice
Jesus.
Yeah. Is that working? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
So
Now, is that?
after we got back together, we were very, very close. And then my daughter went to Manchester. And when my daughter went to Manchester, she was in the bombing. She was that close to the bombing that my ex-partner had said to her, let's go now. And the fact that Caitlin was dancing with her friend Charlotte, she didn't say that. And if they weren't dancing, they would have been in the blast, and they'd be dead.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah. But thankfully, Caitlin was dancing like an idiot with a friend, and they tried to leave, and they heard the bomb went off, and they felt it in the feet, and they just wanted to get out. They just fucking ran. They ran to the closest hole they could find, which was the door. And fair play to them, they got out, and everything was alright. But when I was at home, I tried to ring repeatedly. I was ringing and ringing both my daughter and her mum. Just said, what? Are you out? And nothing was going through. And
That's crazy.
About 25 minutes later, I got a phone call to say that it was made out, and it was on the way home. But that was like the worst experience of my whole life. I've just relived it. You bastards.
And you say they blew up, the bomb was in a Palestinian embassy?
No.
Oh, sorry.
The bomb was at a Manchester arena. It was it was like a Ariana Grande concert.
Oh, gotcha. Oh my, what? Like, what the sorry, I just don't understand why. Like, why there? Like, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Was it a terror?
I don't.
Was
get
it
it. I don't get it. I don't know why they decided to do it that day, but we did. And it affected my daughter's life. It affected my partner's life. It affected my life. Like we got absolutely fucking hounded by the media from like Germany, Portugal, France. Everybody was messaging us saying, "Give us a story."
That's
It
I
was
hate
horrible.
that.
It was horrible. It got to the point where if someone approached me, said I work for a newspaper, I would punch him. That's how bad I got. That's how bad I got.
Yeah, because you can't heal with people freaking constantly, hounding you, asking you about that day. You know what I mean? How are you supposed to heal from that and move on when people keep reminding you?
Germany and France are the worst the worst countries, because they wouldn't let it lift. They would not let it lift. They would constantly just go whoa, whoa. We told everybody fuck off, but it was France and Germany that kept going and going and going.
Damn. Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you at all. Because it would just get so old so fast. Those fucking journalists and whatever.
I'm old fashioned. Like if someone's a dick, they're a dick. Ain't gonna punch. And thankfully, my daughter was no. But yeah, that's what happened at the bombing. We just got fucking hounded by fucking America and Portugal and Germany for fucking statements.
Huh. Damn.
So where's the next stage of this conversation?
We were talking about your seeds. We started talking about.
What am I saying? Not your point. I can't chip it to you. I can't chip it to you guys, so there's no point talking about it.
I mean, you could do a little advertising here if you'd like.
No, because I can't chip it because of Brexit. Because of Brexit, being absolute fucking knobheads. So I can't chip my seeds anywhere apart from the UK.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, so I'd love to stand there and go, oh yeah, we can do this, we can do that. No, we can't, because the British government is a set of cunts.
Huh. Damn. I like to keep it tight, don't they?
Oh, we're absolute knobheads. Let me put it down. For years and years and years, for like 3 years at least, we can't get tomato seeds into the UK because the rest of Europe, which is a massive fucking area with loads of different countries, when they test seeds for viruses and germination, they have one set of tests that gets done. There's 10 tests, right? And all around Europe, everything tested them. When it comes to the UK have decided, in their infinite fucking wisdom, that oh no, we need 11 checks, and the extra check that they're insisting on is that irrelevant that no one in Europe checks for it. So when your tomato seeds get to Britain says, oh no, you've had 10 checks, not 11. You're not coming in. We can't. Yeah, that's the shit we're dealing with.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking Britain being absolutely fucking useless.
Damn.
And it costs thousands. I know people who manage companies who spend £4,000 testing their seed, and when it gets to the UK said no, it's not coming in. We'll burn it.
Holy shit.
It's absolutely fucking horrible.
That is. Man. But, Wolfie, do you want to promote your website a little bit?
Sure.
I've been
Yeah.
plugging it here and there, but you can do it better than I can.
All right. So, well, one thing about me, I've been working since I've been 7 years old. My first job was a cattle farmer. I worked for some cattle farmers and things like that, and working with animals has been kind of just part of my life.
You know the proper farm lifestyle. You know
What's that?
You know the proper farm lifestyle. You know what's true.
Yeah, I grew up pretty much in a small village called Pemberville, and Pemberville, you're just surrounded by farm fields.
Yeah.
That's all you're surrounded by. You're surrounded by farmers, things like that. And when you're a kid, you want to make some extra money, for the latest video game or whatever it is you want. And, I'd go up to people and ask them, want some extra work done for some money, and ended up doing that for a while. And, farm animals became a huge part of my life. I did that with the cattle. I've worked with ducks. I worked with chickens. Later on in life, I ended up getting, real jobs, like with my first job was Chick-fil-A. That was actually legal, not getting paid under the table. And I kind of, to a point, I enjoyed talking about animals, at least so much that I got depressed not doing anything with them. So I ended up getting a little job at a reptile store. We worked with snakes, lizards, tarantulas, things like that. Things didn't work out there, so I ended up getting a job about an hour away from my house in Port Clinton, Ohio. And I worked as a camel walker. And
Oh, sorry?
a camel walker. So what I did was, I would, first thing I'd do was take care of the camels, make sure they were fed, cleaned, things like that. And, a lot of like circuses, you probably see at circuses or things like that where they give kids rides on the camels.
Yeah.
And that was my job. I have so many stories about, working there. But the thing is, during that time, that was when Joe Biden was in office, and our gasoline got to be like $6 a gallon. And I'm driving an hour to work, an hour back, and I'm like, I can't afford this anymore. Ended up getting a job at the zoo close by to me, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. But the thing that I was missing a lot was I missed talking about it, because when I worked at the farm, I would actually, talk to people about the animals, things like that. So I came up with the idea of starting a website. It started out as a blog, and reason being it started out as a blog was because I could not. One of my ideas for the website was I wanted it to look retro. I wanted it to look like from something, we've discussed early websites, something back in the 90s a little bit. And I was like, well, I got to figure out how to code. And so it started as just HTML text. And it started as a blog. And after a while, I started getting a little better at coding and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do what I really want to do, and that's talk. And I started making videos.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Started making those, and I'm still kind of figuring out what exactly everything's going to turn into. But one of the things I love doing on that website is I'm a big history buff. I mentioned it before, big into Civil War reenactments, things like that. And I decided not, because we all kind of, everyone here probably knows who Steve Irwin is and stuff like that. Just running up to an animal. Crikey, let's hear some random facts. So I'm like, you know what? One thing I enjoy about history is I love a story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to go back, no matter how many hours it takes me to find something. I'm going to find historical stories about wildlife. I told a story about the red ghost that happened in Arizona in, I think it was 1890s something, where a camel apparently got loose from the camel unit during the Civil War, and it got loose with the body on its back because apparently guy died during battle, but he was strapped down so tight he never fell off. And it became like a legend of this because it was during the 1800s. Nobody knew what a camel was, not in America. And it became a legend of this red beast with the devil on its back. And it became a huge story. And it was pretty fun to, talk about that, things like that. And another thing with the videos I really try to focus on is positivity. Me working at zoos and working with animals and working close to people that discuss animals. The one thing I notice is negativity is a huge part of it. And I'm not a big fan of that because, when you're discussing an animal like, hey, this animal is endangered and stuff like that, if that's all you focus on, you can see the shoulders droop and go, well, what's the point? And that's kind of where I took kind of like, I looked at things like Steve Irwin. It's like, why was he so popular? Now we don't have anybody. We don't have like a Steve Irwin. Animal Planet now is all about, cop reality shows. We don't have like what we used to back in the day. So I was like, what made him so different and stand out? And that was, he was positive. You turned it on, you felt happy. You didn't sit there and go, what's the point? Everything's ending. And so I was like, you know what? I'm looking at that. I'm like, I'm going to mix comedy with my videos. I was writing comedy as a hobby when I was a kid. So I was like, I'm going to mix comedy in with it. And that's kind of where Wolfy Zoo got started. And if anyone wants to watch the videos, they could also go to my YouTube channel, Wolfy Zoo, my Rumble. I got True Social, X, Instagram, TikTok, but main source is wolfyzoo.com, and that's where I post everything for that. And hopefully later on the brand expands to different projects and fun things to do and watch.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. We'll put the links in the description so everybody can check it out.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. That's what I liked about Steve Irwin, though, because he was funny and he was like, he got in there and just interacted with them. You know what I mean? Like in their environment.
He loved it. I mean,
like he didn't give a fuck.
He loved it. It was so fun to watch him.
His passion. That's what made it fun.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I think was so interesting compared to what even the zoo shows we have. A lot of guys now, they see it as their job. It's not a passion. Him, it was a passion.
I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Right.
In the place I've been around the world, like Madrid and Spain, so it's a job, and it's not like it's not a passion at all.
No. I mean, and that's kind of where I take it. It's like I've been thinking about moving away eventually, but to me, it's like I do not care if I work at a zoo. Yeah. What I care about is if I can, help an animal. Because to me, it's a passion. It's not about a job or, somewhere I could brag going, hey, I work at the zoo. I really don't care. I could work at the local animal rescue. That's where I think it is important in the animal industry. I think we need to focus on more and just step away from the politics. That's another thing.
That's the big thing, isn't it? Why the fuck now is politics involved in animal conservation? It should never be.
Exactly.
It should never ever be in
Exactly, and it was like the one big political thing, and it kind of frustrates me, but it's your job, so you keep quiet to a certain extent. just again, it goes back to negativity where they're just like the world's ending, so you got to get rid of your gas cars, got to get rid of this, you got to get rid of that, and shove this down people's throat. And I'm like, even the people that full-heartedly believe in that stuff, you're turning them off because you're being so negative.
Yeah.
When you're telling people there is no hope, they are not going to try. And that's one thing where it's like the American alligator used to be endangered for so long. But people kind of had the attitude of we could do it. We could do it. And now they're so populated, they have hunting seasons for them to keep the population down. But now it seems like a lot of the animal industry is just so, what's the point?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm focusing on with Wolfy Zoo. We're doing it because we love it. We don't do it because we see it as just a job.
Yeah.
Right. That's why we do this podcast. Because we like to do, you know what I mean? It's something we decided we were going to try out and do, and because we like the bullshit. Not because we see it as a job or anything like that. Just a fun new hobby, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, every great job started as a hobby. I mean,
yeah, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it again? Go back to Steve Irwin. I'm sorry, what was that?
He said he was just like, I don't see us getting that big, and I'm like, yeah, me neither, but it'd be cool.
Hey, always dream big,
Right. Reach for the stars.
I mean, think about it. I mean, Steve Irwin didn't think he was going to get that big. I mean, he did have a zoo to start out with, but it was his parents', small zoo, and it was a small little thing, and he got lucky. He was right place, right time, and he put his whole heart into what he was doing, and it grew rapidly. Just a few years. I mean, the guy wasn't that old when he died.
No, he was pretty young still.
So if you put your whole heart in...
Stingray. Right?
Yeah, it was Stingray. But I said, if it wasn't for that accident, he'd still be here today, probably.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not trying to be negative, but there was always that risk with him doing that job or doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
That goes back to live by the sword. You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yeah, but you're right. Right, not trying to be once again, not trying to be negative, but that is true though. You know what I mean? There's always risk, but I'm sure he always researched and prepared best he could. You know what I mean?
I always thought it was funny when you jump on the back of the alley, big old crocodile or something bullshit like that,
Yeah. I admit that I took some. I wouldn't do that shit.
I mean,
but see, like I said, that's what the research. He knew. He knew where to grab it and stuff.
Yeah.
I could research. I would research it. Maybe just if I was that bored. But would I actually be like, oh, I know how to wrestle alligator? Nope. Anybody know how to wrestle alligators? Anybody?
Yeah,
I don't. Nope.
I'm not lying. It would definitely be a Joe Dirt episode with me and then he's my friend. He ain't gonna hurt me.
Oh my god! Yeah, that shit's funny.
I didn't mean. Sorry, I'm trying to be mean.
No, he was associated. Have you ever seen Joe Dirt? You know what he was talking about?
Yeah, I've seen Joe Dirt back.
Okay, yeah. He's saying that would be him if he did. He tried that with the Gators.
Anything with Gators.
Anything, yeah. Me too. This here's Rocky.
It's crazy though how he died. I mean,
yeah.
The especially by what he died from, the stingray, they're very docile. And, I love Steve Irwin to death, rest in peace, but the guy was a stuntman. with like the venomous snakes. The way you just grab onto venomous snakes without a hook. I mean, I'd never do that. And I've worked with huge snakes. I've worked close to them, and if someone told me it was venomous, I'd be like, "Where's the hooks at?" Because I ain't gonna get that thing near my leg. I mean, that's a good way to get bit. And the guy was definitely a stuntman. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Jack Hanna is probably the most close related to what an actual zookeeper does. And there's always a risk to it. I know when I worked with camels for a while, we were asked to give medicine to one of the camels. And well, apparently the one camel didn't like it too much, and he headbutted me right in the mouth.
Oh,
and
dude.
my mouth was bleeding over the place, but I'm like, I've been punched in the mouth before. I can get over this. Didn't think too much of it. Went along with my day. But, a few months later, I went to the dentist, and he's looking at my mouth, and he went, "Oh my gosh, have you been boxing Mike Tyson?" Why? No, why? I don't fight. That's not something I am. I'm pretty religious. And he's like, "You've been hit in the mouth so hard. One of your teeth needs a root canal because it has died from the inside out." So there's always a risk. I've been bit by, snakes before, lizards.
Ooh.
It's kind of funny, I would rather be bit by a 5-foot ball python before I got bit by another bearded dragon.
Damn.
Reason being is I have a bearded dragon. I've had him for, going on 3 years. Never has bit me once. They're the most docile lizards you can own. They're like puppy dogs. But think about the ball python. They're not, venomous. So when it bites you, it hurts. It feels like a hammer hitting you. But once it's done, it's done. You get over it. But the thing about the bearded dragon is they're venomous. And they don't have enough to kill you, but they have, they have enough to make you sting for a good hour. And that pain does not die until that venom gets through your body.
Oh, so, dude, that would suck.
Yeah, it's like a bee sting. It just doesn't go away. And they break your skin when they bite you. And
dang, fuck that. I'm sorry.
Hey, fuck that.
Sorry.
And little PSA, for anyone that is interested in reptiles. And
I love them. I love knowing about them and learning about them, man. And he's like, the bear dragon bites you and you can sting for an hour now. I'm going, fuck that.
But anyway, if any of the viewers are interested, the reason I got bit by a bearded dragon was because when I worked at the reptile shop, we also took in rescues. And this person came in panicking because and I don't know how it is in the UK for you, Stu, but at least here in America, there's no laws on products when it comes to reptiles. So you'll see, if you go to PetSmart or, your local pet store, you'll see these things called heated rocks. And these heated rocks are made in places like China and things like that, and they're very low quality. And what they'll do is they'll short circuit, and they'll get so hot they'll burn your reptile's limbs off. And when this lady brought this in, I was wrapping them up, and when an animal's in pain, scared, I took a bite to the hand. There's a lot of products. If you're ever planning on getting a reptile, I'll tell you right now, look into the products you're buying. Even things like sand, you'll see these things called calcium sand. They'll have a picture of a bearded dragon on it. Don't buy those. Reason being is because a bearded dragon, one of the biggest parts of their diet is calcium. And they'll smell that calcium and they'll start to eat the sand. Well, it's got sand mixed in with it. So they'll get so blocked up with sand, they'll actually die from blockage. There is absolutely no regulation when it comes in America, when it comes to things like reptiles. And cats, they're just as bad at times.
Oh, with kitty litter?
Well, just in general and how people can treat cats. There's really no laws about it. I knew this one lady, and this is how I kind of found about the regulations of the law. We found out she was hoarding so many snakes. Literally, almost every room in her house was from floor to ceiling shoeboxes of snakes. And it smelled so bad. And she even admitted to us, like, hey, I'm lucky to get 10 minutes with them a week. So I'm like, this is animal abuse. Like, this is wrong. And so we called the Humane Society. We basically called authorities on them. They're like, there's nothing we can do. There's no regulations on these. It's kind of crazy how that is. I mean, I don't want to end the podcast on a sad note, but I'm like, I just kind of, as an animal guy, I'm like, I want to give everyone fair warning when you get into the reptile world, research.
Yeah, I mean, research if you're going to own any pet. I mean, I would say that, at least for diet and stuff like that. But definitely, make sure you're grabbing the right stuff for the right thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then it's like, you'll see it too, where it's like pet stores, and I've actually tested pet stores to see if they know their stuff, and they really don't. I remember, because I see like this tank, and they would have like adult bearded dragons with baby bearded dragons. And I'm like, you can do that? And they're like, yeah, you can do that. Well, me, out of experience, I know an adult bearded dragon, if he sees a baby and he's getting a little hungry, he's going to eat that thing. So it's like, definitely read. Don't just go based on the word of what you hear from other people either.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. If you should definitely study up on whatever you're going on. I mean, bearded dragon, snake, it don't matter. Definitely know your stuff before you just like go out there and buy something.
Absolutely.
So how to cage them, though. Like, I used to have a kindergarten teacher, and she used to have this pet monkey. But when I got older, like in 4th and 5th grade, like it was a little spider monkey. And when I got older, like 4th, 5th grade, like they attacked her and messed her face up real bad and stuff. Bit one of her fingers off, and went kind of crazy on them.
They're brutal.
I have no idea. I don't know. I was young when I heard the story, so I really don't know the whole story from what happened other than that it attacked her. Like, she missed days in school. Like, I didn't see her until I was in 6th, 7th grade.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Miss Barkholm or something like that.
I mean, I don't know who you're talking about, but I was just saying, I've read stuff and seen movies where, monkeys are not pets.
No, they're not.
They get smart. I mean, they're practicing. I'm saying.
I'm trying to think of the movie.
All of a sudden, gotta give them thumbs. I'm just saying.
Oh man, I can't remember the name of the movie, but there was a scene where this guy was describing the kids show he was on, and they had a monkey, and like they had like a helium balloon explode, and it fucking freaked out and killed everybody.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
I remember Cujo, or Kuga. The movie with the Silverback gorilla.
Oh, Congo,
there it is.
Oh, Congo.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Had Tim Curry in it. That's a good movie though. But
Another animal people don't realize how dangerous they are is wolves.
Oh
Wolves
yeah,
will
I mean that
tear
should be
you up.
right. That should be. I would think that'd be a given though, that people would see a wolf and be like, out, especially out in the wilderness, and be like, "Oh, this is dangerous." But
Oh,
I guess not.
oh yeah, you'd be amazed how many people talk about wanting to breed their dogs with wolves and things like that, and how big of an issue it is. People,
And
they want them as pets so bad because they think they're just puppy dogs. But with me,
right,
that
right.
actually have experience with animals, I would rather lock myself in a cage, well, a bear cage over the wolf cage
Yeah,
any day. Reason being
right.
is because if a bear attacks you, chances are it's just going to be that bear. A wolf attacks you, everybody's going after you.
Or we could be attacking a pack.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, the entire pack's going after you. That's the scary thing about them. And most people don't realize that, unfortunately. But, sadly, too, it's like you got the other extreme spectrum of it, where it's like people don't recognize the danger, or people that amp it up so much where they're going in the woods and they're killing wolf puppies. And it's like, really?
damn. Yeah, they do it for the skin or the fur, I should say. Or I don't know if they use any other of it, but really they're hunting for trophies.
Absolutely. And I think it's horrible, honestly, in my opinion.
It is.
But,
Yeah,
I mean, by the end of the day, you're going into their home. They're not coming into yours. It's just called play
yeah,
it smart.
yeah. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, fellas. My phone's getting kind of low on power, and
Oh, you're
it's
good.
getting late. It's 6 o'clock already here. Well, I know Wolfie. We're in the same time zone. What time is it over there, Stu?
Did we fall asleep on us?
Uh-oh. You may have.
Oh,
Must be pretty late over there.
Right. Huh.
well,
Thank you for having me
yeah.
on.
Hey, thank you guys for being on the show. We appreciate it. It's been fun. You guys were our first guests on the show, and it's been fun. It's usually just us talking to each other, but it's nice to have other people, other opinions and stuff too. But before we go, I just want to give another quick shout out to Dubby. Thanks for partnering with us. We're drinking on the Shadow Monarch Surge right now. It's pretty good. And we also got the Push and Punch, and I did get the Japanese soda, and I haven't tried it. It's remember, it's always jitterless energy. None of that extra stuff that gets put in with the other ones. All energy, no jitters. Go Dubby. But
I'd also like to say thank you to all the followers. Please
Yes.
keep following.
yes, thank you for following and spreading the word. Shout out to Stu here. He's recording this for us, and he's going to send it to me later on so I can put it up. Thank you guys again for being on the show. It's been fun. We appreciate you. I'm Adam.
I'm Michael.
And this has been Blazing Discussions. Keep the discussions blazing, guys.
Well,
Lay on, fellas.
See ya. Thank you.
Thank you.